Yo, what is going on everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. My name is Mark and today we're going to be going over A and B. So welcome to the full tutorial of AIO Bot v2 aka A and B. Today we're just going to be going over a complete in-depth tutorial. My face cam is very small and I have the bot dragged up to the top left of my screen so you can actually view it better. We're going to be breaking this video down into a few parts exactly the same way we did the NSB tutorial. We're going to be going over briefly all the sections at the top, and then after that we will go more in depth about them, and I'll also show you how to set up tasks for each site. So starting off, we have our task tab. Obviously this is going to be where all your tasks for the bot are. Nothing too much here. You got the monitor, captcha, add new, start all, stop all, delete all, mass edit link, and then if you click these buttons right here you also get import and export, and then down here is just a little thing that you can click and drag to resize it. I'll go more in depth over everything after. Next up is your billing tab. This is where you're going to input all of your profiles, your billing profiles, your cards, addresses, information, everything like that. Proxies tab, self-explanatory. This is where you're going to put your proxies. Again, I'll go more in depth over that if you're not too familiar with proxies. Sensor harvester, this is basically where you're going to generate cookies for any of these demandware sites, Yeezy Supply, etc. The cop tab, this is where it's going to show you what you have checked out with the bots. As you can see here, I have some breads and I have some of the Jordan 11 Jubilees that came out the other day. I'll leave a card up here to my video of that because it was absolutely crazy. Be sure to go check that out. Next up is your settings tab. You have a few tabs here on the left hand panel. You have account where it shows your activation key, email, when it expires. You also have your deactivate button if you maybe need to use A and B on a server. Extend your updates is basically when your key expires you can renew it. This is pretty much how you renew it. And check for updates, obviously click that, make sure your bot is always up to date. The notification panel, this is where you can put in your Discord webhook up here. I have both notifications set to send when I add a pair to cart and also check out. You can notify using your email or a Twilio. If you have those. Delays, this is where you set your Supreme restock delays as well as your Shopify restock delays. You don't really need to tweak these too much unless you're botting obviously Shopify or Supreme and running restocks for them. PayPal, this is where you're going to put in your PayPal email and password if you want to use PayPal to check out on certain sites that support it. Site accounts, this is where you're going to input your accounts for websites, so like for Undefeated or Concepts where you need an account to actually check out. You're going to come in here, you're going to click down here, add new, and then you're going to pick the site and then add your account in here, and then when you run a task on that site the bot will automatically pull your account from here. Languages is where you can just choose the language. I'm assuming most of you guys are going to be English. Alright, so now getting more in depth to what the tabs actually do, we're going to start off strong with the tasks tab. Down here at the bottom left you have the AIO monitor. If you open this is pretty much where you can see everything that restocks on all these Shopify sites. From here you can create a quick task similar to some other bots. So if I click this, it's going to start a task for this item right here, which is this Kobe jersey. Mass edit link is basically if you click this, it's going to change all of your tasks to this, and copy link, that will just copy this to your clipboard. So if you go on like a browser and hit Control V, it's going to copy in there. Down here you could uncheck off all sites if you wanted to monitor a certain website, and then you can find whichever website you would like to show up on the monitor, pick it here. I like to just leave it on all sites. Positive keywords, negative keywords. If you want something to automatically start and be picked up, write your positive keywords in here, negative keywords in here. Pretty self-explanatory. Also in A and B, keywords are separated by and signs. This is going to come in handy when writing keywords. Say I want an pair of Air Force Ones, I'll say air air and force, just like that, and those are two separate keywords. So that is the AIO monitor. Right here you have open captcha. Now this is where you're going to put in your Gmail accounts. As you can see, I have some of mine here. You could also do a guest captcha, but it is better, especially for Shopify, to put your farmed up Gmails in here In order to add your Gmails, you're going to come down here on the bottom right, add new email, password, and then you put a proxy in there. You always want to use the proxy that you farm the email on in the bot. So for example, say for this one I have this proxy and it starts with 154 and then 337. I'm not going to read the whole proxy, and then I have that exact 154337 proxy in my AYCD, which it is being farmed on. When you want to open a CAPTCHA, if one of your tasks says waiting for CAPTCHA, either it will pop up automatically, or you can either click the play button on one of these to open these up, or if you want to do a guest one, you hit this, and another tab is going to open up looking like this, and it's going to load up with all the sites. If we have a Shopify solver, we're going to hit this little Shopify icon right here, and then all the other sites are here, like Footsites, Yeezy Supply, Lady Foot Locker, DSM, so you just want to select whichever one you need to do. Okay, moving on to this right hand side, we have add new. This is where you're going to make your tasks. Start all starts them all, stop all stops them all, delete all deletes them all. Mass edit link, that's if you want to inject a Shopify link, you could press that and it will pull up a thing where you can paste the thing. But let's just hop right into task making, which is probably what a lot of people are here for. Alright, so first things first, you're going to come down to your add new button and click it, and then you're going to get this window right here, and you're going to pick what you want. We'll start off with Supreme. Actually, we'll just go in order through all of these. So we'll start off with Supreme. We click Supreme, and as you can see, this is what the task section looks like, where you're going to create your task. Now, first things first, you're going to want to click this and select your region. I'm in the US, and I assume most of you are too, so you're going to pick Supreme US. If you're in the EU, you're going to press EU. If you're in Japan, you're going to press Supreme JP. In my case, Supreme US. There's only guests, there's no accounts on Supreme, so you don't need to do anything here. Proxies, again, just pick your proxy list, pretty self-explanatory. I like to make about like 4 or 5 no proxy, aka local tasks, and then any others I do on my ISPs, because for Supreme, as you know, speed is what matters. Keyword and variant right here, this is basically gonna decide how you want to tell the bot what item you want to go for. I like to stick to quantity, but you can also do the variant if you wish, but I like to stick to keyword. And then you can set the quantity, like say if there's an item that you can get, like there's like a drop down where you could select the number of it you want, like the band-aids I think had that. You could set that right here by clicking the plus or minus, or if you click on it you can type in a number like that. I think the maximum is 9. Size, pretty self-explanatory again. If you hover over a thing, it tells you what is allowed and what isn't. So it says here Supreme, multiple sizes separated with and is not supported, random is allowed. So if I want a random size, I could type in random just like this. Or if I want a specific size, I could type in medium like this if I want a medium. If I want large, large, extra large is X large. And that's that. But it's not supported to do multiple sizes, so if I say I wanted a medium or a large, I couldn't do this. Like that wouldn't work. It wouldn't pick up. If I wanted a medium or large, I'd have to make 2 separate tasks, 1 medium and 1 large. Keyword, you can separate them by ands, so basically the keywords, if you're in the A and B Discord, they usually have release guides and they say exactly what the keywords are going to be. So say I want a hooded fleece, or let's just say for example the box logo, the cross box logo hoodie. I think the keywords were box, where it was cross and box and logo and hooded. I think that was it. So as you can see, cross is a keyword, box is a keyword, logo is a keyword, and hooded is a keyword. The and sign is what separates them. Negative keyword, if you want to tell the bot not to pick up something, so say you don't want it to pick up the fleece, you would type in fleece, or say you wanted another one, you would just separate it by an and sign, and that is what it would not go for. Color, pretty self-explanatory. You just type in the color here. Say there's the color of like the green hoodie was called olive. I'll type in olive in here. A and B also in their Discord has stuff like that. Right here is the category. This is going to come in super handy. You want to make sure you always pick the right category so the bot knows where to look. In our case, the hooded sweatshirt would be under the sweatshirts category. Again, the A and B Discord is super helpful to have because they do have all the information and stuff there. Most of it's pretty self-explanatory, like bags, hats, jackets. If you're ever unsure, you can hit me up on Discord. I'll leave my link to my Discord down in the description. Billing profile, this is where you're going to select your billing. If you want to select all of your billing profiles, you could check this little box right here, and it will change this and distribute them evenly. So if I have 8 billing profiles and I set this to 8 and I click save, it will make 8 tasks, 1 with each. Alright, moving on to Shopify. Shopify is this little bag icon right here. Shopify sites include like Kith, Concepts, all those kind of sites. Shopify is one of the most heavily botted kinds of sites out there. But anyway, this is how you set up for Shopify. So you're going to click on the little Shopify icon, the little bag with the S, and then up here at the very top, click the drop down. You're going to find the store that you want. In my case, we will just use Kith as an example. It's in alphabetical order, so it should be right here. Okay, so guest, again, there's only guest checkout on Kith. Well, I mean, there is accounts, but you don't need to do one. So right there is guest proxy list. For Shopify, I always recommend using no proxy list, aka running on your home IP. Your home IP is going to be the fastest and pretty much the best kind of proxy that you can use on Shopify. If you want to run any more than like 2 tasks, I wouldn't recommend running more than 2 tasks local on one Shopify site. So if you want to do more than that, I'd recommend some nice ISPs or DCs, whereas these are just going to be too slow. Now there's a few ways you can tell the bot to detect your item. The monitor type, there's going to be an early link, there's going to be a keyword, and there's going to be a variant. Early link is always going to be your best bet if you could get one. There always is an early link for Kith that you can get from your cook group and or the A and B Discord. There's 3 different modes here. There's boost, fast, and restock. A and B recommends to use boost, which is what I personally use the most and have had the most success with. Fast pretty much means it is just going to speed through as fast as it can. Obviously this is going to try to check out the shoe as fast as possible, or the item as fast as possible, but you do risk getting your proxy cans right there. Also, if you choose fast mode, this is going to pop up right here, task without captcha. I'm not sure exactly what this does, but I wouldn't really mess with it. Like I said, I just leave on boost mode, and then restock is also going to be what you're going to want to do if you're just monitoring for restocks. So boost mode, and then size, and as you can see here, it says multiple sizes separated with the and sign is allowed. So say I wanted an 8, a 9, or a 10, I would say 8 and 9 and 10, and then it would either go for 8, 9, or a 10, and that is how you choose the sizes. Or if you just want one, just say I only want an 8, I could just type in 8, or if I want random, I can just simply type in the word random there. Early link, this is where you're going to get from your cook group and or the A and B Discord, especially for Kith. Like I said, it's going to be your best bet for Shopify as always. If you don't have an early link, a lot of Shopify sites you're not going to be able to get an early link for. You can do keywords, and it's going to be the same as Supreme with the and signs. So say I want a pair of Air Forces, I'll just use it as an example. I'll just say air and force. This is probably too vague, I'm just using it as an example. And then negative keyword is going to be the same as Supreme. Minimum price and maximum price, this is just kind of like a safety thing so that you don't accidentally check out the wrong shoe. I always just leave this blank, but if you want, say the item you want is $200, you could just put this in here as like the minimum price being $175 and the maximum being like $250, and then it won't check out anything that is outside of this range. So kind of like a safety thing, extra precaution to make sure you don't choose the wrong item. Shipping rate you could get from the A and B Discord. They also have a tutorial on how to calculate the shipping rates for sites. They already have the Kith one. Like I think if I go in the A and B Discord, okay, here, so I found it in the A and B Discord. Basically in all the release guides they just say shipping. There's a section that says shipping rates, and then they say it. You could basically just copy it and paste it, and it looks something like this. That's all you have to do. A lot of sites, like I said, you don't have the shipping rate calculated for. You don't need to worry about that too much, but if you do have it, it really can come in handy. Billing's the same. Choose your billing profile, whatever card you want to use to buy this item. That's what you're going to pick. If you want all billing, you're going to do that. And then your task delay right here. For Shopify, I always recommend to start your task 2 to 3 minutes early before the drop. So say if there's a drop at 10 a.m., I would start it at 9:58 or like 9:57. Always start with high delays, and I'm talking 7,500 or higher, and then about 30 seconds before the drop, you're going to want to lower your delays to 2,500 to 3,000. That's personally what I do. And the number of tasks is the same. I'll show you guys. Actually, just for this example, I'll only make one Shopify task, which is what I always do. I never run more than like one per Shopify task because you can get overwhelmed with CAPTCHAs. So this is what your task is going to look like after you have made it. In order to like mass edit the delay, like how I said 30 seconds before, you're going to want to lower your delays. You can hold the control key and you can just like tap on what you want and it will highlight it. And you can right click anywhere and you'll have a bunch of options. What you're going to be using the most is right here, mass selected task edit, and then you have a few options here. You can either change the monitor type, which is like these. You could change the size, billing, task mode, which is like these. Again, I just like to stay on boost, and A and B will usually tell you which mode will be the best. Change proxy list, obviously that's where you could change the proxy list, but task delay is what you're going to need to lower that delay 30 seconds before the drop. So while this is running, I will simply right click on this, mass selected task edit, check this off, and change this to around 3,000. And click save while it's running, and it will continue going. Also on your task, you see you have a few buttons here. The play button will start the task. This pencil icon will allow you to edit it. You can only edit the task if it is stopped. This little paper icon right here, if you click it, it will duplicate the task. You can press that as many as you want, and this trash can icon deletes the task. Up here in the top right corner, you have logs. If you check this off, it will basically say you know, what the bot is doing or what the task is doing. So it'll say like calculating shipping rate, submitting billing info, like it'll tell you exactly what it's doing. I always like to have these on. You can always look for errors if you're having them, and you know, kind of just see more in depth about what the task is doing at that time. But anyway, after you start a Shopify task, if you did everything correctly, you're most likely going to get a CAPTCHA. So if you have the logs turned on, it'll say waiting for CAPTCHA, and also this status right here will turn yellow and will say waiting for CAPTCHA. Now, if the CAPTCHA doesn't pop up automatically, which it usually does, you're going to have to go down here, open CAPTCHA, and then either do guess or pick one of your profiles. Click on the Shopify icon, which is the bag with the S here on the top middle. You can close that out, and then the CAPTCHA will pop up here for you to solve. So you're going to have to like either click your taxis or something like that. And then after you solve it, this will go away, and it will say begin the checkout process. Anyway, that's Shopify. Pretty straightforward. Shopify is kind of difficult to get the hang of. You kind of have to figure out what setup works for you. Main tip I could give: start task 2 to 3 minutes before the drop, and make sure to lower your delays down from about 7,500 or higher to 2,500 to 3,000 about 30 seconds before the drop. And personally, that is how I have seen the most success. Also, make sure to get ready to solve some CAPTCHAs. That's also why I don't recommend running a lot of Shopify tasks at once, because you're going to need to solve a CAPTCHA for each one, and it can get very overwhelming if you have to solve a CAPTCHA for like 50 tasks. Okay, so next up is Demandware, and Demandware is basically Adidas and Yeezy Supply as well as Slam Jam. Most of the time you're not going to be doing Adidas. Let's just say Yeezy Supply. Guest checkout, waiting room, you're going to want to check this off. This is for pretty much any drop. If you're going for the initial drop, you're going to want to make sure you check off waiting room. Guest checkout is the way to go. All kinds of proxies work. I wouldn't recommend doing a local task, aka no proxy list, but you can use resis, DCs, ISPs, and you should be able to hit as long as they're good proxies. Also guys, another tip: don't cheap out on proxies when botting. If you want to consistently hit, you need to make sure you're spending good money on quality proxies. If you need any recommendations, you can always hit my DM on Discord and I'll tell you what I use personally. PID, aka the product ID, I'll show you exactly how to get that if you're not in the Discord. If it's a Yeezy release, which most of the time it is, you're going to click Yeezy. If it's not, you click normal. But 90% of the time on Yeezy Supply, it's a Yeezy release. Size, random is allowed, and I think random is the only thing that you can do, so just type in random there. And then PID, in order to get the product ID, we're going to go onto our Google browser. This is assuming that we don't have access to the Discord where they will post it for us. We're going to go to yeezysupply.com. And well, currently there's no items here, but if you click on the item, it will say up in the top like a series of letters. and that is what the PID is. So you're just going to type that in here. It's usually the SKU. Again, you could hit my Discord DM if you have any questions about what it is. I can't show you an example because there's nothing on Yeezy Supply right now, but they do always post it in the A&B Discord as well. Again, I know I've been bringing up the A&B Discord a lot. It's super crucial, and it really does help a lot, being in the Discord and being up to date with everything and stuff like that. Billing, again, self-explanatory, same as the last two sites, Supreme and Shopify. If you want all of them, do this. Say I have 8 profiles and I put 16 here, it will do each of them twice. Obviously I don't have a PID, so it's not going to make the task, and then that's that. And then Yeezy Supply, you start your tasks when the sale goes live, not at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock Eastern is when Yeezy Supply drops happen, but if you have ran on Yeezy Supply before, you do know that you are supposed to start your task when it says sale has started at the top of the shoe and not you are in the waiting room. If everything goes well, all of your tasks will enter the queue, and if you pull up your logs, it'll say in queue or in the waiting room, and you're good to go. There's also going to be CAPTCHAs. In order to solve the CAPTCHAs, you're going to go down here again, and you're going to click down here on Yeezy Supply in the bottom middle, and this will bring up your Yeezy Supply solver, where you could solve CAPTCHAs for Yeezy Supply. Also, with Yeezy Supply cookies, what you're going to need to do is come over to your sensor harvester, and you don't need to manually generate cookies. What you used to have to do is come down here to Yeezy Supply and click play, but you don't need to do that anymore because A&B did actually start making cloud cookies, meaning within the entire user base there's basically just cookies up in the cloud that goes to all the copies of the bot and that all users can use, which is really great. They also implemented that for Footsites and other stuff, but I'll talk about that a little later. But what you do need to do is come down here into this little tab right here that says sensor proxies. You need to open this up and you need to put some proxies in here. I just have in some resis. You need to make sure these are good proxies in here because these are going to be what is pulling the cookies from the cloud and importing them into your tasks during the task and while it's running. So that is crucial. You have good proxies in here. You can use resis, ISPs, DCs, really anything as long as they're good proxies. Okay, moving on to my personal favorite site to bot on A&B, type of site I guess, is Footsites. Before we get into it, I just want to say A&B has been an absolute machine on Footsites for me. I don't know what it is. I've been cooking on Footsites with it. It seems so easy to hit on Footsites. I'm not sure what it is, and if I feel like every time I look at the update logs in the Discord, they're always pushing out a new update, and what do the logs say? It says improved Footsites. I'm like, how can it get any better? Because the Footsite module on this bot is freaking insane, like it eats. But I know some people still do have a hard time copying on Footsites even with this absolute tank of a Footsite bot. So I'm going to show you my exact setup and how I pretty much cop a lot of stuff off Footsites with A&B. So up here you're going to see all of your Footsites. You're going to, the ones that don't have a country after them are United States. So if you're in any of these regions, you're just going to pick these. Say I want to do Foot Locker, I'm just going to pick the one that just says Foot Locker. Don't pick Foot Locker Czech Republic or Foot Locker Canada because obviously that's not the site you want to bot. You want to bot Foot Locker. So there it is. Guest checkout again. Proxies, man, proxies. I think this is where it really determines if you're going to be hitting a lot or not. You need really good proxies for Footsites on A&B. Really good proxies. Really good Footsite proxies plus A&B equals a cookout. It's as simple as that. Personally, I love /resis as well as A&B's resis. They have this IP pool called the secret sauce pool, and I don't know what's in the secret sauce pool, but it does cook. /resis and A&B resis, those are the two main residentials I use. I have also heard really great things about unknown proxies and hollow proxies on Footsites, so be sure to go check those out. If you need discount codes for some of them, I have a discount code for / and A&B. Also, the A&B proxies Discord has some discount codes and stuff, but again, just hit me in my Discord if you got any questions down in the description. But like I said, guys, proxies are crucial. You want to make sure you have really good proxies. Like I said earlier, do not cheap out on proxies or you're not going to be hitting. So in my case, I'm going to pick my /resis, which as I said, just eat for me. PID is the product ID, which is the only method, and you have normal and restock mode. For initial, I run all normal, and even for restocks I run normal, but for restocks you're going to want to switch to restock mode, or about 20 minutes after the drop you switch to restock mode. I personally have never done this and I haven't really had an issue with it, so I tend to just leave all my tasks on normal. For Footsites, you cannot separate sizes with and, so I can't do 7 and 8 and 9. I would have to do either like just 7 or just 8 or just 9, but I can do random typed out just like that. So we will just leave that for now. The PID, they'll also post this in the guide prior to the drop in the A and B Discord if you don't have access. This is how you do it. So getting the product ID is very simple. Simply go onto your website. So if I was on Champs, I'd go on Champs, but right now I'm on Foot Locker. So I will just use these Adidas NMDs, these Pharrell Williams, as an example, and it will pop up after you click on View Details as this right here. I'm going to scroll down, and this right here, product number, is going to be my SKU, and it also says up here in the link right there. That's exactly what the Yeezy Supply one looks like, by the way. Like, not the same shoe, but like that's how it's formatted. So I'm going to come down here, I'm going to hit Control C to copy it, we'll minimize that, and we will click on here and Control V to paste it. And then billing profiles, you know, pick whatever billing profiles you want. You could do all billing, number of tasks, and then this is your delay right here. I like to run consistently a 4,500, oh not 45,000, 4,500 to 5,000 delay. I run most 4,500. That's not 4,500. What in the world? All right, 4,500 like that, and then I just pick say I want all billing, and then I hit save. And then this is what your tasks are going to look like. You never really need to quick edit them too much. Like I said, if you hold control and just tap on them, you can select them, or you can click and drag and that will select them, and then right click and you have all these options. Again, the buttons are here for like that edit, copy, delete, start. For Footsites, you do not need to generate cookies, so you don't need to worry about that sensor harvester thing, but you are going to be getting CAPTCHAs. If they don't pop up automatically, you open up here, either selected account or guest, and you are going to open up whichever one you want. So as you can see here, we have East Bay, Champs, Foot Action, and a Foot Locker right here. So this is Foot Locker, so I would open that up and it would come here. And right now, Footsites have those CAPTCHAs where it's like the puzzle piece and you have to drag it into its corresponding spot. So that's where it's going to come up here. You are going to need to be solving a lot of CAPTCHAs on Footsites, so just be prepared to be getting a mother load of CAPTCHAs and just sitting here dragging your hand back and forth to these puzzle pieces. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can watch some of my videos, especially the Jubilees. It was really insane. But again, A and B does cook if you have good proxies. For Footsites, I always start all my tasks 10 minutes prior to the drop. So if the drop is at 10 a.m., I start my tasks at 9:50, 10 minutes before the drop, and then from there, you basically, all you need to do is just wait. You don't really need to do anything. Just be ready to solve CAPTCHAs, and also be aware that Footsite drops never just sell out right away. They always last a long time, usually at least an hour or more. For the Jubilee 11s, the release didn't fully end until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like if you look at the checkout logs, there was like consistent checkouts until like 6 hours after the drop, and that wasn't even restocks, that was like still the initial release. So just be prepared to be in for a long ride on Footsites. But if your setup is good, you got good proxies, and you set up just as I showed you, you're going to be cooking, so don't stress about it. Now up next in the add new section, pretty much task, all we have is just other. This is where some other stuff is. We have JD Sports, Off-White, Finish Line, and DSM. It's pretty self-explanatory. DSM, this is like you're an account, and then early link, like it's similar to Shopify. Finish line, if there's a Finish Line release, A and B the Discord, they always post it. As you can see, there's 3 different things that you need the product ID, the color ID, and the style ID. This usually loads up on the Finish Line site like the night before the drop, but the main best place to get it is the A and B Discord. The main best place to get everything is like the A and B Discord. I'm not too sure exactly how to find the Finish Line PID, CID, and SID on the site. And then mobile or normal simulates a task on the web browser, and mobile simulates a task on the phone. So obviously the Finish Line task, Finish Line uses a queue system. Pretty much self-explanatory. Random, sizes you could do. You have to choose a specific size on Finish Line, billing, and then whatever. Also in the other sites we have JD Sports, which is pretty much identical to Finish Line. And then the AIO monitors tab, this is basically like a blue task, like what's on NSB. You know, like the Shopify module really isn't the best, but they also have these for Footsites. So you could pick right here what you want: Footsites, Shopify Supreme. We'll just say this, for example, Foot Locker. We type in our PID there. This is the same NMDs we used as the example earlier. Type in the size here. You could do random, or I think you can separate them with and signs. Choose your billing here, proxy list here. You could choose all proxy lists if you want, and it will divide the proxy list between the tasks the same way it does with the billing. Task delay, if you're monitoring, you're going to want to make your delays high, and I'm talking like 10,000 plus. If you don't, you're probably going to get throttled, which would not be good. Any more questions, be sure to add me on Discord down below. I'll leave my Discord down below in the description. You can always ask me questions. I'm online like pretty much all the time. If I'm not in school, I'm on my computer either working in my group or just doing stuff on Discord or setting up for stuff or just helping people out and stuff like that. So you always can feel free to DM me with any questions or if you need help. Anyway guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If this helped you in any way, shape, or form, be sure to drop a like on this video. And if you are new, this is the first time you're seeing me, be sure to hit that subscription button. We just hit 400 subs yesterday. Thank you guys so much for that. It's really crazy. We're almost halfway there to 1,000 subs, which when we hit 1,000 subs, it's just going to be really surreal, I feel like. So I would just want to say thank you guys so much. That's going to do it for the video, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.